Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome to a new series of videos that I'm creating for the channel entitled Airport Briefings. These short videos will give you a full comprehensive brief just like real-life pilots would get, giving you information on things like the runways that are available, the different kinds of approaches, threats to be aware of around the aerodrome, and a whole host of other information that you'll need to know prior to arriving or departing from this airport. In today's video, we're taking a look at Bristol Airport. Located around 7 miles to the southwest of Bristol city centre, it is built on a former RAF airfield site. It used to be known as Bristol International Airport, though that was dropped in 2010. 2 years ago, it was ranked as the 8th busiest airport in the UK, handling just under 9 million passengers annually. Operators from the airfield include TUI, Ryanair, Lufthansa, Jet2, Eurowings and Aer Lingus, and of course Easyjet, who have quite a main hub here. There are no jetways at the airport, and so passengers of course have to walk up the ramp to your aircraft. Bristol Airport then has only one runway, given us the choice of runway 09 or runway 27. Again, with the prevailing winds in the UK, runway 27 is usually the preferred choice. It's also quite a short runway. Coming in on runway 27, the landing distance is only 1,882 meters, so auto brake low or medium definitely required for an approach to this airfield. There are no nighttime restrictions at this airport, but if you are flying the Boeing 787 Dreamliner or the Airbus A330, then do pay particular attention to the taxi routes, as these are specifically required for you due to ensuring wingtip clearance and also the weight of your aircraft. Threats to be aware of then, you may notice when just looking at some of the pictures of Bristol that this airport is built right at the top of a hill, so it is very exposed to the environment around it, which means we're going to have some windy conditions usually when coming into land at Bristol. Another thing to be aware of is the runway itself. It has quite a bump in the middle of it, which means that you can have obscured visibility at the end of the runway, so sometimes you may have a false perception of how much runway you actually have left when landing or even departing here. The minimum safe altitude around the airport to the south and the west is 3,000 feet, but there is a sector to the northeast that is 2,200 feet, so be aware of that if you are coming in from the north. The biggest threat around this airport is the wind shear factor and turbulence. Pilots may experience wind shear and turbulence, especially if the wind is strong westerly winds. On arrival then, the two runways, the preferred runway, runway 27, does have an ILS system which goes all the way down to Cat 3B minimums, a runway visual range of 75 meters. It also has an RNP approach and a NDB approach. Runway 9, on the other hand, also has an ILS, however it is only a standard ILS with no auto-land capabilities. A runway visual range of 750 meters is the minimum, but it does also have an RNP approach and NDB DME approach to runway 09 as well. Most of the stars at this airport bring you right into the Bristol NDB, after which you then make a teardrop approach back out to capture the localizer if making the ILS approach. The minimum altitude you're allowed to descend to by this point above the airfield is 2,500 feet before starting that approach. There is also a maximum speed restriction as well for making this teardrop approach of 185 knots, so you want to be configured quite nice and early if making an approach here into Bristol. If air traffic control are around, of course, they can pick you off the star a little bit earlier and give you radar vectors to capture the ILS, as is the normal procedure for radar vectoring. Navigational aids at the airport is limited to the NDB, the Bristol NDB, which is located very close to the airport, and that's used to help you fly the full procedural approach. On departure, the airport uses noise abatement 2 procedures, so thrust reduction and acceleration for runway 09 is 1,613 feet, the same for the engine out acceleration, and for runway 27 it's 1,603 feet. Both of these departures have non-standard engine out procedures. When reaching 2,500 feet, both require you to make a left-hand turn, complete 180 to come in and hold at the Bristol NDB. Standard instrument departures here are quite straightforward, however there are no turns allowed below 1,130 feet and the initial climb altitude is 6,000 feet. The transition altitude is also 6,000 feet at Bristol. That concludes our airport briefing for this video. If you do have any follow-up questions, please do leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any more of this series when they become uploaded, and of course you'll want to catch our live streams as well. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you again very soon. Bye bye for now.